Hi everybody, it's Kathy Fray here from MotherWise, and welcome to another live webinar, or this might be a podcast that you're listening to later. And the topic today is all about when you get to around about that day 12 to 14 after having a baby. And what sort of is really happening around that 2-week mark that you need to be aware of. And of course, we're going to be going into a much bigger, deep dive into this whole topic around that 2-week mark within our Inner Circle MotherWise Masterclass. And that's where people join it as part of their Essential Basics program. But I'll put a link on here for you in case you want to take advantage of that. People just, I think it costs about $2.50 a day at the moment. So look, it's hardly anything. And you get 24/7 access to all my webinars, all my big deep dive podcasts, and my Q&A library. And also we go live on within our closed group and do a lot more depth on topics. So anyway, getting onto this topic, so I don't want to run out of time. So when it comes to your baby at around 2 weeks, you basically want to know that they are back at their birth weight by around, say, day 10, day 14 at the outside. As long as they're a term baby, they should be back at their birth weight within the first 2 weeks. Some babies are back at their birth weight within a few days, but as long as it's within that first 14 days, then that's all regarded as normal. And because of course they lose weight initially when they are just on the colostrum before they go into full milk, which is all part of what things should be, because they've got brand new little immature intestine, so they don't want to go into the full meal quite yet. But by day 14 they should be ideally back to that birth weight. And if they're a premature baby, then it can be up to 3 weeks. We regard that as normal. And the other thing they should be doing is 8 or 10 or 12 wet nappies every day. Now, some records will say that 6 wet nappies a day is fine. In other words, 6 wees a day. I would have to say that in the frontline trenches of the real world, I think that babies that are only making 6 wet nappies a day are just kind of hanging in there, to be honest. But babies who are doing 8 or 10 or even 12 wet nappies a day, they are thriving. That is very clear. They're getting wonderful, wonderful breast milk supplies. If they're doing 8, that's great. If they're doing 10, that's awesome. If they're doing 14, they are a monster drinker. And that will relate to their weight gain. So they should be putting on around about 200 grams to 300 grams a week. That's like about 7 ounces through to about 10.5 ounces a week. Look, if they're only putting on 100 grams a week, which is like about 3.5 ounces, technically it's okay, but it's not a lot. I would be topping that baby up with some extra expressed milk supplies just to build up their weight gain. And sometimes you get babies who are putting on 400 grams a week. That's like 14 ounces. Oh my God, monsters. Typically boys, to be honest, that are just the most ravenous feeders, and occasionally some girls. But so as long as they're doing loads of wet nappies and they're putting on weight, there's basically almost nothing else that you have to worry about at this stage with the baby. And with regards to their poo, it does not matter how frequently or infrequently they poo. Okay? Doesn't matter. So long as they're doing loads of wet nappies, doesn't matter how often they poo or not often they poo. Babies at this age, the exclusively breast milk fed baby, they can poo sometimes only once a week. And it's normal. It is. So long as when it comes out, it's not little tiny hard lumps resembling rabbit droppings, then your baby is well hydrated and it's not constipated. Now, formula-fed babies do poo more often. They should be pooing every day. But breast milk fed babies, because of the way that their bodies naturally absorb and process breast milk, because it's the perfect milk for them, whereas formula is of course based on cow's milk, which is designed for calves, but breast milk fed babies, they just don't, they don't need to be pooing all the time. Amazing. And so other things that we're going to go through with the deep dive is more about topics to do with the mother. So going through the things that we should be aware of with her body and her mind and spirit at this stage. And but look, that's everything for today, all about what you need to be looking out for with that baby when they're 2 weeks old. Lots of wet nappies. Don't worry how often they poo, and they're putting on 200 or 300 grams every week, or sort of 7 to 10.5 ounces every week. It's all rock and roll, fantastic, thriving, and just you could start. Don't have to worry about them. It's all good. All right. That's all for today, and I wish everybody a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.